Hey guys, so my book for this week is Radiant Child by Javaka Steptoe. It was copyrighted in 2016 and won the Coretta Scott King Award in 2017. This book is about a young artist named Gene Michael who ever since was a child said he wanted to be a famous artist. He would spend all day and night working on his art, sometimes even waking up during the middle of the night to finish something. His mother was a huge inspiration to him from the time that he was a child to an adult. She would lay on the floor and draw pictures with him. It was just his motivation for becoming an artist and drawing and painting everything. He was actually in a horrible car accident and he used art as a way to cope. And then after he recovered from that, his mom's mental health declined, and so she actually had to leave the home. And so he turned to art again as a way to help him cope. He would still go and visit his mother while she was living outside the home, and he would take his art with him. That way they had, that mutual connection so they could discuss it. He ends up leaving home at 17 and moving to New York City and sleeps on the couches of his friends while graffitiing the walls of downtown. He ends up going from just painting on downtown buildings to being in an art gallery. So he went from a teenager who had paint splattered on his green jumpsuit to an adult who had paint splattered on his suit. It mentions in the end that the place was always saved for his mom. So throughout this whole thing she was, a huge motivation and a huge importance in his life. This book is good for children because it teaches them to keep going and keep following their dreams and to not give up. And then the illustrations, I actually really like the illustrations of these books. It's basically a collage. You can see that there are different sizes of squares that have been painted on, and it actually looks like the squares have texture to them, which is really cool. So it's like some textured wood probably. Javaka is actually the illustrator of this story also, along with being the author, and he said that he based his illustrations off of Gene Michael's art also. So it's just really cool collages throughout the book. One of my favorite things is how a couple times in the story he mixes black and white real life pictures with like little colorful paintings. So in this one you can see that this is a real life photograph, and this guy's wearing like a painted beanie and sunglasses, and there's some just painted characters back here, and of course there's a guy that's all a real life photograph, and there's some more people that's a mixture of the two. So I really like how he combined all of that. And then one of my other favorite pieces about this was whenever Gene Michael's mother is having to leave, he talks about having a broken heart, and they actually painted a little broken heart on his arm. So it's just the small details like that that I thought were really cool. The activity I chose was for children to take different sizes of wood, and then they could paint or design them, and then once they get all of their different sizes of wood blocks completed, they can arrange them in however order they'd like to make a collage of their own. So they can kind of imitate the collages that we see on every page of this book. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.